What's going on, y'all? CEO. Welcome to another episode of the Late Show with CEO. Today's video is going to be about something that I found disturbing. About 8 months ago, or the middle part of last year, it was an artist named David, and there was a dismembered body found in his SUV. I believe it was a Tesla, and the internet kind of did its investigation thing, and it kind of like solved the murder within like a week or so. But apparently, this artist David has recently been arrested, and I'm going to be reviewing two videos today. One is Cuff Boys. I trust Cuff Boys investigation because he got me through the Young Thug trial. And the next video will be, I think it's hip hop fanatics, something like that. His video is pretty long, so I'm going to start first with the Cuff Boys, and we're just going to chill and talk about it while we review it. So let's get this ready to go. All right, let's start that.
David has officially been arrested for the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Here we go. David's been arrested in connection with the murder of Celeste. The police said on Thursday, real name David Burke is being held without bail. Sources told the ABC News that the arrest is based on evidence and probable cause that was developed. It was not an indictment. LAPD said the case will be presented to the district attorney's office in LA on Monday for filing consideration. So he's not officially indicted yet. Steve Fisher, a private investigator that's been investigating this whole thing from the get-go, hired by the owner of the house that David rented, where the Tesla was found with the body out front nearby. He tweeted this earlier today before the arrest was announced. 7 months since Celeste was found dismembered in the front trunk of David's Tesla, and still no charges, no press conference, no answers. LAPD's own press release told the public there may be no criminal culpability beyond concealment of a body. That was a lie.
I think it's weird that it took so long to arrest this guy when he was clearly, well, when the body was found in his Tesla just a block from his house. That took too long for my comfortability. I don't know. I mean, I know people that got arrested for less, and I just think it's weird that they took so long to arrest him. Now, he just stated that he's not indicted yet. Okay, which is fair. He haven't to be indicted. I think you gotta come before a grand jury or whatever. But this is taking pretty long when the evidence is damning against this artist David.
Concealment is a misdemeanor in California. Dismemberment is mutilation of a corpse, a felony. The DA's own legal findings confirm her body was cut apart and placed in separate bags. That is not concealment, and they knew that from day one. They lied to us.
Like, how insane do you have to be to chop a body in half, basically? That is wild.
I also found that very concerning. They know we're going to find out the details. They know we're going to figure out at some point it's going to be announced that she was cut up and dismembered. How would the only crime be concealment of a body? That makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand why.
Well, well, how LA has been being run, I guess they got to be politically correct. So I don't know. But yeah, we knew since the story dropped that the body was in pieces. So I don't know how he's only charged with concealment of a body. That's very strange. But I guess they trying to dot their I's and cross their T's.
Why the LAPD did that. So why are LAPD and the DA lying to the public? They also sealed the medical examiner's report, claiming it was only to ensure detectives received it first, yet months later it remained sealed. Why the silence? Why no transparency? Why
the report is sealed? Why is it sealed? Why would you seal the medical examiner's report? Some palms is being greased. I think some palms is being greased.
no charges? Why are they hiding? Is this a blown investigation? Here was their initial release, September 29th, 2025, Robbery Homicide Division. They say they've been diligently investigating. The vehicle has been parked at the location for which it was towed for several weeks, so Miss Rivas Hernandez may have been deceased for several weeks. We now know that she was dead for months on months, so the medical examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of her death. As such, it remains unclear whether there's any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. That's a lie. 100
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
months. So the medical examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of her death. As such, it remains unclear whether there's any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body.
It's a body that's in pieces. What do you mean there's no criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body? What? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we're in a reality show and it's a body in a frunk, right? I think the Tesla trunk is in the front. It's a body in a frunk, and you're saying there's no criminal culpability beyond concealment of a body. So even if he found the body in pieces, he concealed the body. You're supposed to call the authorities, right? I think if I found the body in pieces, I would call the cops. I know I would call the cops. So what's going on in LA? It's really the wild, wild west out here. Hey, what's up, Rose? Yeah, I know y'all live over there. It's getting crazy over there. Thanks for tuning in, though. I appreciate it. Multitasking. What you say? It's all good.
It's a lie, 100% a lie, and they know it is. She was dismembered and chopped up. They know that from the get-go. Now on Reddit, people are already saying, how the fuck did this take 7 months? They wanted to create a solid case that wouldn't get derailed at trial, or to make a strong enough case that he just admits to and avoid the trial. I mean, she was chopped up in his car. Isn't that a solid case already? Not enough. He could claim someone.
That's what I was thinking. I think if somebody found a chopped up body in your car of the person you were quote unquote dating, I think that's enough to at least arrest you as a suspect, as you know, while you gather evidence. I mean, I don't know what's going on in LA.
Place the body there. He could also claim there was tampering with evidence and that he was framed. Investigators need a lot of evidence to accuse someone of murder. I honestly thought he would be arrested within like 3 months. It was obvious to me they didn't have like a smoking gun in terms of like DNA on her, fingerprints on like the bag they found in the trunk or frunk, whatever you want to call it. Like they didn't have a smoking gun that showed someone touched her, someone literally is on camera doing something. Obviously she's in his car, so I think it's almost impossible.
Don't the Teslas come with the side cameras that like record or something? There's no footage. It's no when like, doesn't that automatically cut on? Or if that was deactivated, right? You can see when it was deactivated, right?
That he's not connected.
Any Teslas owners in the chat, let me know
This in any way. People are saying it took too long, but that's really how most investigations work. The wheels of justice turn slowly. Real life isn't Criminal Minds episode. Shout out Maddie for this little video clip. He explains Neo being arrested. And what I think happened here, at one point, David's family had to testify and they were trying to fight having to fly all the way to LA to testify because they're from Texas. They've been building an airtight case, trying to get as many people near him to slip up and maybe give them information they don't already know. Not that they're hiding anything, but they're like, oh, something clicks. That's how detectives work. They need to get as much information as possible. I wonder if it's something with his friend Neo here. Watch this.
There was also a guy named Neil Langston, a social media influencer who's been seen with David often, who was arrested and bailed out of jail in January this year. But
so what they arrest Neo for? I guess he about to tell me, right? I need to stop pausing the video.
this didn't provide too much insight. According to IB Times, he made some weird posts on Instagram, and they said his tone appeared defiant as he dismissed any lingering legal jeopardy regarding his recent detention. Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way, and boy, do I got all my receipts for things. Ha 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 ha. This suggests Neo has documented proof that could influence the murder investigation. I told so many people that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things, all for that to be thrown out the fucking window as soon as I got arrested, and they slapped that dickhead's name next to mine.
I love Bruce Rivers so much. I really wanted to show you guys this part of the clip of what he says about this case, because he's obviously a very experienced lawyer.
So Scott Williams, the LAPD captain, told us that it was.
I like Bruce Rivers' content as well. He breaks it down. Criminal lawyer. Yeah, I think that's his name, the criminal lawyer. Yeah, he breaks it down really well too. Let's see what he says.
Critical for their investigation to know whether Celeste died from foul play or other causes. Without the ME's findings, it couldn't be squarely called a homicide. But let's analyze this for a second.
When Bruce takes off the glasses, you know he about to say something.
She's in the back of a trunk of a car that was abandoned. Guess why you abandon a car? Because you don't want to be anywhere near it. And why don't you want to be anywhere near it? Because you know what's in it.
Consciousness of guilt right there.
All of a sudden you hire Blair Burke, because you know that you are probably the most likely target of the police. You're starting out with very, very suspicious circumstances. So did she OD? So the medical examiners made no mention of Celeste being dismembered in the statement sent to. The question we all have been asking is David really dumb enough to murder a minor, leave the body in his own car, and then go on tour? Yes. Yes, he is. He's not.
I know the circumstances aren't funny, but Bruce is just naturally funny.
The OD theory is weighing on me lately. It would make more sense that he panicked as she was a minor and didn't want to call the police if she did OD in his presence, right? Well, maybe that's probably a very logical assumption, but it's still, if you gave her the drugs, you're on the hook for a homicide. And then if you fuck with the body afterwards, that's another felony altogether. So here's the other thing that I don't know if everybody knows about Teslas. And I have a case right now where it's actually probably going to exonerate my client. If you're on the interior, it records what's going on interior. I don't think there's any audio, but there's a thumb drive that you can remove and figure out what's going on with that Tesla. That's number one. Number two, where you are and where you go and the movements and all the data that the Tesla collects is vast. So they're going to go through that. The cops identify somebody as a suspect. It's pretty much designed to put you on notice. Like if you take off now, you take off knowing you're a suspect, and it's setting the stage for the next stage. My guess is that within the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to probably see some kind of movement.
Took even longer. It's been 4 months since this video.
See that an indictment might come within about 30 to 60 days. You got a 14-year-old with a 20-year-old. They didn't just start dating. I mean, he had been with her for a while, is my understanding. God, just imagine being the fucking parents, and just imagine, and they go, hey, I need to look at your ring camera. I need to look at your ring camera, all the way up in line to where the car was. And that's probably how they got to that house. So these cops are going to do their work, and it's going to ultimately lead them to somebody. There's likely no direct evidence. There's no video of it. There's no eyewitness. But there's going to be a lot of circumstantial evidence.
That's why I was saying, like, the smoking gun wasn't there, or else he would have been arrested quicker, like within probably a month or something.
There will be communication between the two. There will be other people that may have seen some or know of situations that might give a reason why this might have happened. And then they're going to show that, he was, whoever the killer was in close contact with her at the time of her supposed death. So you back all that up, and all of a sudden it creates a picture, and that is your circumstances. Circumstantial evidence is not any less favored than direct evidence. And what do? They build a house brick by brick by brick. Before you know it, you're left with no conclusion that this is how this had to have happened.
This shit's crazy, though. Can you imagine if he takes
Can't
this to
hear
trial?
me?
But now we know that
Hold on.
LAPD feels they have a good enough case to arrest.
My audio's not coming through, guys. My audio's not coming through. Hold on, what's going on? We can hear me. Okay. All right. So let me know if you can hear the video. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the video.
Him, and hopefully the DA formally indicts him on murder charges come Monday, apparently. It's going to happen, I think. But this is very good news. If he was truly involved in this, he deserves to be in prison, and that girl needs justice. So rest in peace, Celeste. Quick update video for this. Thanks for support. Peace out, guys.
There was an evil
Oh man, struggle streaming. I'm frozen. I don't know what's going on with my camera, bro. This camera costs too much money to be frozen, bro. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this thing, man. This thing, like, let me do that. Right? All right. So you went out automatically. See, it's a Canon EOS. Y'all know how expensive these Canons are? This is crazy. Is it back? I'm back. Yeah, I see it. I'm back. All right. Hopefully it don't freeze again. Thanks. Thanks, Firefly Pixie. I appreciate you. I'm back now. Put a one in the chat if I'm back. I bet. That's cool. All right. So this one is a long, more detailed breakdown, and it's like going to tell the whole story. You know what I mean? So thanks for joining. Thanks to the what we got here? 37 people watching. I'm pretty sure y'all on the vertical side, right? Come over to the horizontal, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Buy me a Red Bull. I'm thirsty, even though I got a big ass water right here, right? But let's get into this. Hip hopaholics. What's his name again? Forget his name. I'll put it in the description. But this is a long breakdown, so we just gonna tackle this and see what's up.
version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments. He would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as a detective. I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself.
So this guy must have had like split personalities, because in this video, it seems like he's like making this character, but that character is him and he's explaining it in that way. But it's like he created like his artist archetype off of this psycho character that he actually plays out in real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of weird that people was listening to these songs and watching these videos, and he really is implemented in this murder case right now. There is a 14-year-old girl whose body's been found in his car.
Months and 22 days ago, one day after what would have been Celeste Rivas Hernandez's 15th birthday, her remains were found in a Los Angeles impound lot inside the trunk of a Tesla, decomposed, dismembered, sealed in a bag, and placed in the front trunk. 5 months and 3 days after the last time Celeste had been officially listed as missing in Riverside County. Authorities had said the vehicle had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills for a stretch of time before being towed to a lot. And it was a foul odor coming from the car that led staff to look inside and find Celeste. The Tesla in question was registered to internet.
Damn, so she was missing for 5 months. Where was her family? 5 months missing. 14 years old. This is weird. This is weird behavior. I can't believe this. It's alarming that like people can be like warning authorities and warning parents, and parents could be making statements and nothing is happening when it comes to missing children. This is alarming. I can see why the birth rates is down. People don't seem to care about children these days. A 14-year-old girl missing for 5 months and 4 days, and then come to find out a body is found in a Tesla, and then it's the person that was missing. It's in her older boyfriend's Tesla. How is that not enough? And first off, why is he not in jail for Sagittary? Like, why is he not in jail for that? That don't make no sense, right? Yeah, Pixie, that's awful. That's awful. Like he was in yo, let's continue, man. I don't know.
Sensation, David. Millions of questions started immediately emerging as David had been on tour halfway across the country when the car was initially towed. Did David even know who this child was? The car might have been in his name, but was he actually using it? Why did he continue doing live shows once a body was found in this car? It's not.
Bro caught a body and went on tour. What kind of rock star lifestyle is this, bro? And how often do this happen? Right? We got to do some research. How many people go missing when there's the big like tour following the band, something like that? This sounds like some Black Mirror episode, but this is real life.
Now been over 7 months and tons of questions remained unanswered. But today, over 7 months later, the most important question of why there hasn't been an arrest made has finally been answered.
Major breaking news now. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division have arrested singer David Burke for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Burke is being held without bail.
Look at this little girl. It's really, you know, I ain't trying to be a creep. I'm not being creepy enough, but you know, a pretty little girl. Like no one cared that this little girl was missing. Right? No one cared.
Bail. The case will be presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year. She was only 14 years old. Again, this breaking news just into our newsroom. We're working to get more information and we'll continue to follow this story.
David was finally arrested Tuesday, April 14th, and is being held without bail. He was arrested in an LA.
I think they should continue to hold him without bail. They should continue to hold him without bail.
Home that he's been staying at, which is absolutely insane, and you'll see why once we go through everything we know about the case. And TMZ is told that the case will be presented to the Major Crimes Division, where prosecutors will review all the facts and evidence and determine whether there's enough evidence to actually file charges against David. And you might be asking,
how's their guess whether or not? I guess I'm getting too emotionally attached, but that's why the law is like a weird game, man. I guess that's why it plays out in a court. Because like, how are you not sure? One, the girl was last seen alive with him, right? They stream and whatnot. Her body was found in his Tesla. His mother, this is just off memory. Her mother said her boyfriend name is David. This guy name is David. And the car was found abandoned a couple of blocks from his house or up the street from his house. That's enough to hold somebody without bail. I think, you know, I'll be 39 on Sunday and I've been held in jail for hardly any evidence. And it took 2 weeks to process my bail, which was crazy. So I don't know how he was able to go on tour or be on tour and like not be held in a jail while they figure out this investigation.
how did the
If anything, he should be out on bail and they should re-arrest him.
police arrest him if prosecutors haven't even filed charges against him yet? Well, I'm no lawyer, but I think that means that things are looking really bad for David, because the police can arrest someone if they believe there's probable cause. So right now it's looking like with all the evidence that the cops have gathered over the last 7 months, they have enough to arrest David without yet charging or prosecuting him. But you might be also asking, how the hell did it take 7 months to gather just enough evidence to simply arrest the man when the internet has damn near solved this case for over half a year at this point? We're going to
Yeah, the internet. Yeah, because I remember when this first dropped. So like, I'm doing this video now because I found out he was arrested, I think day before yesterday. I found out the day before yesterday. And I'm like, yo, I thought they been picked him up. I would have thought he would have been pressing plates right now. You know what I mean? He been out since we heard the story. So he never went to jail? Why would they arrest some kid named Neo but not him? That don't make any sense. I know he was questioned, but like his record label like pulling some strings? Because what's going on?
Take a look at absolutely everything we know, all the disturbing details of David's alleged relationship with this now deceased 14-year-old girl, and you'll see why this arrest has been...
Why nobody called the cops on that? This girl 14. She 14, bro. Yo, bro, you got a a goatee. Right? You got a goatee. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how old he is. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see how old David is. Hold on. I'm pulling it up. Hold on. David age now. Look at that. David. Look at this. David. Hold on, y'all. Share screen. Put it on stage. David is 21 years old, bro. David 21. Let me zoom in. Hold on. Let me zoom in for y'all real quick. Oh, hold on. Damn, why that's not working? This dude 21 years old, bro. Oh nah, what's going on? Why my Zoom not working? Anyway, bro is 21 years old. Bro 21. No one called the cops on this 21-year-old walking around with this 14-year-old. What's up with that? No one thought that was suspicious. Does anybody find that suspicious? That this bro was walking around with some 14-year-old? What's going on in society?
You don't find that suspicious?
It's crazy.
Imminent from the very start. Now, if you guys don't know who David is, he was born in Queens in 2005. He shortly after moved to Houston and grew up in a devout Christian home, with gospel and choir shaping his earliest musical world, having very little secular influence. David lived in solitude. He once said he learned to love solitude and to find creativity in the quiet, an idea that threads through a lot of his songs. Around 13 years old, on a school laptop, he actually stumbled onto Lil Pump's Gucci Gang song, his first mainstream rap exposure. And that opened a new universe of sound that led artists like XXXTentacion and the Members Only Circle to inspire David.
Pixie said, and the parents wasn't concerned either. That's insane. I don't know. I don't know if the parents was concerned. It should be concerning if your 14-year-old daughter is dating a man, right? Like, I don't know. We live in a weird time. Very strange.
And shape his early exploration into a music career of his own. Gaming, specifically Fortnite, became another doorway into the entertainment industry. David initially built an online audience by posting his gaming highlights onto YouTube and Discord. By middle school, David was homeschooled, which amplified isolation. His real-world friends had drifted, but online, he poured himself into Fortnite montage edits and made friends through Discord. But he ran into a problem. Copyright issues kept stopping him from uploading videos. And it was then that his mother actually asked him the question that kickstarted his career into making music. She asked him, why not just put your own music on your montages instead? So one night, sick of copyright strikes, David Googled how to make music on an iPhone. He found BandLab, downloaded it, and started recording the next day. His studio initially was very bare bones, just an iPhone, wired Apple earbuds.
I don't know. This crime's so horrific. I'm petty. I don't want none of my brands mentioned with this guy. I will be sending cease and desist letters out. Like, don't mention my brand with this guy. Please.
And his sister's closet as a booth. But it worked. He approached songs like a gamer and a visual artist, saying that the cinematic vibe of montages made him want his songs to feel like mini films, music that you can almost see. His process was very instinctive. Most sessions were him in that closet, scrolling instrumentals and letting the track tell him what to say. Early lyrics leaned into heartbreak, loneliness, and longing, even when those emotions were imagined. He would read stories of other people's lives through Discord chats and make songs about their lived experiences.
I would sit down and try to find things for inspiration because I was just writing these beautiful, beautiful songs. My mother was like, where is these lyrics coming from? You're homeschooled. What do you know about love? What do you know about heartbreak? I would go on Discord and I would go on Fortnite and I would not just let people talk to me and just tell me about the.
So he was homeschooled. So that means he grew up in isolation. I mean, I'm a supporter of homeschool, but like they said, you came up in a devout Christian home. I don't know what that looks like, but like, how do you end up with chopped bodies in your frunk? That's just like a weird mix, right? A dismembered body in your frunk, and they talking about, oh, he came up in a Christian home. I don't care that he came up in a Christian home. Dude got a body in the trunk.
Lives, and I would basically just take their lives and write songs about them.
David was homeschooled. David was isolated. David turned to Discord not just for friendship, but for creative inspiration. Eventually, he began uploading these songs onto SoundCloud, and by July of 2022, he released Romantic Homicide to the world. That song was recorded with those same Apple earbuds in that same closet back at home. But TikTok shot that song into orbit. It hit number 3 on Billboard's Hot Alternative Songs charts, and immediately he signed with Interscope in September of 2022.
Bro blew up on a song called Romantic Homicide. He talked about his alter ego character in the beginning. He talked about his alter ego character in the beginning of the video. And I think the fame started to make him believe that he was this character, or dude might have an undiagnosed case of schizophrenia or something like that, bro, or multi-personality disorder or something like that, man. Because your first hit is Romantic Homicide, and then your girlfriend pops up dismembered in your frunk. Dude, why are you not in jail? Why are you not in jail? Like, we making a statement, and just off, I don't know. I don't I don't understand how he's not in jail right now. That I'm just so blown away by that.
The back of my mind, but then you think that I'm going to say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do. I killed her in the back of my mind.
You heard? Yo, let's hear that again. Hold on.
The back of my mind, but then you think that I'm going to say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do. I killed her in the back of my mind.
That's not lyrics. I'm submitting. If I'm a detective, I'm submitting that as evidence. That sounds like evidence to me. That right there, that's evidence to me. You feel me? If I'm Batman, I'm beating you up in the alley and taking you to Arkham off that alone until we figure this out.
But it's really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of
He keeps saying in the back of my mind. Nah, what's the 50 Cent shit? He did that shit. He did that. He did that shit, bro.
Jail. Slow jail.
Jail. Bro going to jail.
Jail. Slow jail.
my mind, you died.
By 2023, his momentum propelled. He began releasing several projects, then stepped onto global stages, opening for SZA's SOS tour. And by early 2025, he released his debut album, With.
I bet SZA don't even know she had a legit psycho on stage with her.
David quickly became an internet sensation, racking up brand deals with massive empires like Crocs, Hollister, and even Fortnite itself. And with all the success accumulated, it was time for David to hit the road on his own.
Who holds the mic like that? Bro, different.
Own solo tour. But this is when fans started noticing something strange. At every tour stop, a large silver casket was carried in and set near the performance space, with baskets of stickers and brand trinkets placed beside it, like a memorial table. And given the themes of his music, heartbreak, loss, tragedy, violence, maybe it was just branding. But even without the tragic story that would come to light just weeks after this tour, regardless, no doubt this was still a jarring way to frame a live performance.
Bro had a people. Bro had a silver casket out during the show on tour. And then after that tour, he comes home, allegedly, does this crime, and then go back on tour. What was this, some type of satanic ritual or something? Like, what did he do it so he can like feel the pain and the sorrow of loss to amplify his performance? Like, this is strange, man.
Now, why would the artist do that?
Keep in mind, the themes of a memorial service implemented into his tour had taken place during performances in July and August of 2025, around the exact same time that the Tesla in David's name had been found abandoned. And if
My bad. I thought I had the video up, guys. My bad. But the Tesla has been found around the same time that he started doing this memorial service. Like, let's run it back again. Hold on.
performances in July and August of to his tour had taken place during performances in July and August of 2025, around the exact same time that the Tesla in David's name had been found abandoned. And if you dig through David's music,
come on, guys. Come on.
You don't find that suspicious?
Like that's suspicious, bro. How's that not evidence? So all of this is y'all find a dead body. Y'all find out it's known that he's performing with a casket now and doing a memorial service on his show. And no alarms went off with nobody. What's up with that?
you would notice that these dark themes emerge not just in his tour visuals, but in nearly every record David released. Remember, a lot of David's music was written through the perspective of other people. It was instinctive and imaginative. And sometimes, when David wasn't going off of inspiration taken from other people's lives, he would create personas and characters, alter egos of his own. David said that the music video for one of his most famous songs brings to life an idea he had about a detective
I agree, Pixie. I agree. Because, man, this is wild.
solving murders that his alter ego commits, and he's comparing himself to Brad Pitt in Fight Club. The music video in question is for Romantic Homicide, the same music video released on Celeste's birthday, and it introduces David's alter ego, Atami, a name that is Japanese for pain. He also says he was writing his own anime series at one point about a detective with an evil alter ego that commits unalivings, which the detective then has to solve. David says that the alter ego is basically an agent of chaos. David says the evil version would pop up at random moments.
I'm hearing Death Note. I'm hearing Batman. He said, what they said? Fight Club. Like, I'm just concerned that no one thought it was strange that dude was performing with a casket while a dead body was in his car. That's what I think is strange.
And he says his song and music video for Romantic Homicide allowed him to express those ideas, stating, "I put that all on screen. And me and Atami, the alter ego, had a great time just like chopping it up and getting to kind of merge creative ideas on the entire thing."
An evil version of me named Atami, which means pain in Japanese. He's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And the story went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments. He would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective.
So his evil version of himself will come out at random moments. Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Yes, Pixie, he need clinical help. He need clinical help. That gotta be what bipolar, the most severe case, schizophrenia, multi-personality disorder. Like, this dude need to be in a straitjacket.
Detective, I'd be like solving murder that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it.
Remember, this was a music video released on September 7th, 2022, the exact date of Celeste Rivas Hernandez's 12th birthday. But there was another music video released on Celeste's birthday.
This dude is playing with so much symbolism. He released a video on her birthday. On her birthday.
David's song, Rehab. In the music video for that song, his alter ego cuts the arm off a petite brunette female character after he sings, "It's too much for me to handle. White rose petals, broken hearts, and bloody sandals. Body stacked on top of another. Good undercover. Too bad for each other now."
Nah, he dismembering people in his video, releasing videos on the victim's birthday. Yo, this guy's, if I'm a judge, I'm thinking he's guilty. He did that shit, bro. He did that shit. For real. I think he did that shit, bro. Not for nothing, guys. He did that shit. Real talk. Real talk. I don't even know. I don't even know how he's free right now. Like, context clues. He did that shit. Fuck. Like this. Like, are we serious right now? He's cutting off the arm of his love interest in the video. In the video, guys. In the video. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing, y'all. This is not normal behavior. This is not someone who's sane.
But maybe all these dates were a mere coincidence. The benefit of the doubt could have been given to David, but once the news broke that her remains were in the front trunk of a Tesla under David's name, the internet did what it does best, digging for answers. What did David know about Celeste? Did he even know Celeste? How could a young child have ended up in a superstar's proximity? And how has that superstar ended up a prime suspect of her unaliving? Let's start with the car that they found her remains in. The car had been impounded after being reported.
See, I got daughters, so this is hitting like, this is like touching a nerve, bro. You gotta meet all your children's friends, man. If you're a parent, you gotta, if your children is going out to hang with people, you gotta vet these people. You gotta meet the kids, then you gotta meet their parents. Actually, you need to meet the parents and the kids at the same time. And if you can't get a hold of their parents, well, then they need to come hang out at my place and have the parent come pick them up. Or I need to drop the kid off when the parent is quote unquote home or something, because a 14-year-old hanging with this old man, well, I ain't gonna say I'm an old man. I'm just saying 14 to 21, that's a big enough gap. Like we're in legal territory here, man. I don't think the age of consent is 14 anywhere in the country. So why is your 14-year-old daughter going to hang out with this 20-year-old or 21-year-old man?
As a
They couldn't even be in high school together. He a freshman, she's in grade school. He's a senior, she's in junior high, middle school, right? He would have been what, sophomore year in college? No, junior year in college, and she's 14. She's a freshman. What is going on? That's not normal.
Abandoned. The vehicle had been ticketed and flagged for parking violations beforehand. The car had allegedly been parked for months just a couple blocks down from a Hollywood Hills home that David had been renting. Once the body was found in the car, investigators obtained a search warrant and conducted a 12-hour forensic search of that Hollywood Hills home. During that,
the car been there so long, that looked like that's Google Maps. The car been there so long that it's been photographed on Google Maps. When that Google took that picture, it was a body in the car, guys. It's a body in that car in this photograph. It's a body that's in pieces in that car in this photograph right now.
and conducted a 12-hour forensic search of that Hollywood Hills home. During that search, law enforcement used luminol to detect trace amounts of blood and searched everything from the sinks, drains, floors, etc. They also collected fingerprints, hair samples, and other forensic material like electronics and computers from the property. A private investigator had reported that he received the original complaint that the Tesla was abandoned that was dated August 26, 2025.
So the original yeah, so that means he released that video knowing he already done hurt that girl. The video was released in September. The complaint that the car was there is in August. So yeah, that girl is in that car when we looking at that picture on that Google Maps, man.
The complaint also noted a big dent in the rear of the car, but no odor was mentioned when the initial complaint was filed that the Tesla had been abandoned. Now
that I'm thinking straight, when a Tesla gets hit, it starts recording automatically. So that means the cameras was disabled. That should be evidence too, right? If there's no video of one, the accident with the bump in the back of the car, and then no video of the body being put in the car. And dude owns, I think, don't Tesla, you gotta like deactivate stuff on the app or something like that? What, he was renting out his Tesla? Either he did it or his entourage got somebody who's a murderer on his entourage, for sure. So this could be a case. I'm gonna be following this case. I'm gonna be following this case, man. I'm gonna be reviewing Cuff Boys more, because Cuff Boys get the documentation, and then he follow like TMZ and all that. I ain't gonna put no TMZ on my page. I ain't trying to be demonetized and all that, or get a copyright strike. But damn.
Aside from the car that was left abandoned in the Hollywood Hills, remember that David had been living in Hollywood. But this entire time, the 12 days between the car being reported as abandoned until the day on September 8th when Celeste was found in it, the vehicle was never reported as stolen. Don't you think it's a little suspicious that with the car being registered to David?
Yeah, man. Tesla, that looked like the Falcon doors. That looked like, I see the split down the middle. Usually Teslas have glass. If it's no glass, that's the Falcon doors. So what, you just missed $100,000 car, didn't report it stolen? Why you didn't report it stolen? You did that, bro. I think you did it. I'm not saying it's a fact. I think homie did that.
No one from him or his team was ever contacted that the car was abandoned and then towed and brought to an impound lot. And then if they were contacted, they never reported the car as stolen or tried to claim it. You would think if David had no idea on what was in that car, he would immediately try to retrieve it, right? Well, David was on tour at the time that his car had been impounded. He had left LA at that point for weeks. However, a Redditor had allegedly discovered a Tesla key hidden in the gutters right by David's house.
It's like the details is so strange, because it's like, is bro really that reckless to drop or hide the key in the gutter by his house? You know what I mean? It's either him or his entourage, but not reporting $100,000 plus vehicle missing or stolen. That's kind of strange, bro.
And ever since NBC reported this, David ended up leaving his LA home, but his whereabouts were relatively unknown. In February 2024, sources claim is when David started living in the Hollywood Hills home that was searched by LAPD detectives after Celeste was found in the car registered to David. And this was the home that David's manager, John Marshall, had been renting. John Marshall is a manager over at Interscope, the label that David is signed to. But there's a bigger piece of evidence here. A neighbor of that home, someone who lives in a home right next to that one, has now claimed to the U.S. Sun that he saw the singer and Celeste all the time at the home. And he believes that they lived together in that house. The resident...
Jail. Put him in jail. You with that little girl so long that they think y'all live together?
Jail. Slow jail.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Homie thought y'all lived together. Put him in jail, bro.
Of the neighboring home said that he returned to Los Angeles from a trip and he was stunned to hear about the news. He said, I just got here like yesterday. They were pretty quiet. I never saw the police there and didn't hear them partying or anything. Nothing wild. I was shocked to find out what happened. I didn't know he was a singer, but I knew he had a Tesla because it was always parked outside. He was with the girl regularly, all the time. He's referencing Celeste here, and he recognized her from photographs. He had also said, I last saw them a couple months ago. I'm not sure, but I thought they were just...
I don't think that blue Tesla is his. It's that black Tesla in the back over there. Not that blue one. It's that black one.
Kids, like a couple 18, 19-year-olds. I had no idea. It's crazy. I'd be in my car and we'd acknowledge each other. We'd say hi. That was about it. When they were heading to the store or whatever. I did ask him about his Tesla because his car was hit and he never fixed it. He didn't really say what happened. Anytime I tried to talk to them, they weren't very engaging. They kept to themselves. I haven't spoken to the police, but my friend who owns the home, aka the home that was right next to the home that David was renting, has spoken to the police. It's also very important to note that the owner of the home that David was renting, I'm definitely...
Y'all ain't gonna lie, y'all.
The home that was right next to the home that David was renting has spoken.
That chain link with the Wakanda tooths on it, that's hard. That's tough. All right.
To the police. It's also very important to note that the owner of the home that David was renting, I'm definitely going to butcher this name, but Mladen Trifonovic, he confirmed that David's manager signed the lease and he has since asked to terminate it and started moving out their belongings. The owner of the home said they didn't want to be here anymore because of the ongoing circumstances. He also noted that there are 2 security cameras in the front and the back of the home, making it impossible for them to have snuck out a body from the home without those cameras catching him. He does claim, however, that anyone who rents...
So it is cameras in the home. So where's that footage? We don't got footage of the car being parked there. Like can we see that?
Out his property gets full access to the security cameras and footage, and he leaves it all to them. He doesn't have it anymore to respect their privacy. But of course, that's something that law enforcement can now take as evidence. Now, aside from the owner of the home confirming that David's manager had asked to terminate their lease on the property, NBCLA had also retrieved footage of the home showing that movers had moved a bunch of the belongings that were within the home.
News Chopper 4 was overhead as movers lugged several boxes out of the Hollywood Hills home of alternative pop and R&B singer David. The home is just around the corner from Bluebird Avenue, where LAPD investigators say a Tesla registered to the musician had been parked for at least a month before it was towed. On September 8th, workers at the tow yard discovered the dismembered body of Celeste Rivas inside of the Tesla's trunk after they noticed a strong odor coming from the car.
TMZ had required legal documents showing that David had transferred ownership of the 2 homes that he owned in Houston.
He leaving. Like, I be watching like First 48 and stuff, and I watch a lot of movies and all that, all these dramas and thrillers and whatnot. Bro, leaving the house, he's transferring assets into a trust. He moving like a guilty man, right? He moving like he's guilty, bro. Why are you moving assets? Why are you moving assets? That mean you preparing for the worst. You know something, right? One thing, when you innocent, you move the same. When you know you did nothing wrong, you move the exact same. He did that. That's what I think. I think he did that.
Houston, putting them in a trust under his mother's name. And while this news only came out in late October, the transfers actually took place on September 18th and 22nd, just about 10 days after Celeste's body was found in the...
Yeah. People don't you don't get to find a body in your vehicle and then start moving assets 10 days later, start transferring assets and moving things around. You know, like that looks suspicious. Bro, David, you looking guilty, brother.
Tesla. And now David is the prime suspect. But in order to understand why law enforcement is looking at David directly, why they believe another person might have been involved in the attempt at disposing the body, we'll break all that down. But there's a lot of disturbing details we have to uncover behind the relationship between Celeste and David. On February 7th, 2024, David would post a strange TikTok with the caption that read, "When your card declines at therapy and they bring in that one Hello Kitty girl you met in 2021.
So bro, I can't believe I'm about to use this term. Bro was low key a map. Bro, yo.
Keep in mind, in 2021, David would have been 16. Celeste would have been 11. It was
Posting about an 11-year-old while you're in high school is, yo, bro, you need 10 lashes to your back, bro. He posted, so at that time she would have been 11, you 16. What do you mean? And they bring in that one Hello Kitty girl? Like what kind of what you into, bro?
was reported by sources that David and Celeste initially again met online in social media chat rooms. It's possible it was 2021. We don't necessarily know for sure that the Hello Kitty girl he's referring to is.
Wait, what you say, Pixie? What you say? Hold on. Damn, where's my chat at? Okay. What the hell? How did they meet? I don't know how they met. Apparently in therapy. The post said when the card declined in therapy and they bring in that Hello Kitty girl. She was 11 at the time. So I'm guessing they met at therapy. Now for real, like, yo, listen. I don't know. I don't be knowing how these men be thinking these days. The stories I hear about what men are doing and these women are doing is crazy.
Celeste, but there's some dark details that indicate that it very well is. Number one, on her missing persons report in April of 2024, it would state that the last time Celeste was seen, she was wearing Hello Kitty Crocs on the same day that David had posted that in this car. It's now been over.
Oh, nah, what? Oh, man, where was I? God damn, I done lost where I was in the. My bad, guys. Hold on. I done messed around and rewinded the video so far back. Here we go. There we go.
In April of 2024, it would state that the last time Celeste was seen, she was wearing Hello Kitty Crocs.
That's the Hello Kitty girl. So Celeste is the Hello Kitty girl. See, the internet figured this out months ago. What, like, where's this tax money going? But y'all can't arrest guys who's obviously like, this is like burning white hot suspicious. How was he walking free for an additional 7 months before he was arrested?
On the same day that David had posted that TikTok about the Hello Kitty girl he met in 2021, he would also post a picture standing next to a woman who was wearing Hello Kitty Crocs.
Oh nah, bro's a creep. He got that attached to the front of his pants and she's grabbing it in her Hello Kitty Crocs. Nah, yeah. With my video, with my clip.
Jail. Slow jail.
What do you mean you don't agree with me?
Daddy, chill.
For real. For real.
So remember, David meets this Hello Kitty girl in 2021. He ends up signing a record deal at 17 years old in 2022. And all throughout that year, along with his music, his social media posts were alluding to not just a turbulent relationship, but something deeper. He released a song in May of 2022.
Be right back, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna let the video play though.
Complaining about a girl devouring his soul and threatening to unalive her. He would make another song a few days later celebrating a girl that wants to come over. There'd be another song where he accuses a girl of lying and says his thoughts about the girl are getting deadly. Then he'd post another song about how fast the relationship was moving. On May 20th, 2022, he'd post a TikTok that said, "She left, but I expected it." In October of 2022, alleged Discord messages within David's Discord would show David writing the message, "Is Celeste in here?" And Celeste would reply saying, "I just joined, LOL." This would be around the time where David signed his record deal and took his first trip out to LA for music. Possibly the first time he met Celeste in person as well. Because keep in mind, they met online initially in November.
Wait, he said that the relationship was getting deadly. Is that what he said? Yo.
November 2022, he would release a song called Notes from a Wrist, which contained lyrics like, "I wanted you to take my soul, but you left it with me in the name of love. Run away from home again." In April of 2023, David would post
What?
Name of Love, which contained lyrics like, "I wanted you to take my soul, but you left it with me in the name of love. Run away from home again."
I wanted you to take my soul, but you left it with me in the name of love. Run away from home again. Yo, bro, if you don't get your
April of 2023, David would post a TikTok about being super sad that his girlfriend had left him. He'd also release a music video that month for a song called "I'm Here For You," featuring what many people call a
so bro was manipulating this little girl. You can you guys imagine the mindset of a 14-year-old girl, and she's quote unquote dating this emo R&B star, and he's like writing these songs, like he had her smitten. You got to tell your girl to run away from home. Something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right.
Celeste lookalike. A few months later,
this guy had a lookalike in the video.
On September 7th, Celeste's 13th birthday in 2023, David posts a TikTok that says, "POV, you guys, when you hear the saddest songs I've ever made tonight." And the next day, September 8th, 2023, he releases his EP, The Lost Petals. Just a few days later, he would actually join SZA on her SOS tour, opening up for her. And by December of 2023, Celeste and David officially appear to be, at the very least, good friends. David posts a picture of him and seemingly Celeste on December 12th, 2023. And on December 13th, 2023, someone responds to a picture of David and seemingly Celeste by asking, "Who's the girl?" And David replies, "You're a Fed." 10 days later, December 23, 2023, is when David would allegedly record the song titled Celeste that would eventually leak online. In January of 2024, Celeste appeared with David on a live stream in California.
Mitochondria?
I gotta sound with him if you even. We need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too? I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of being kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything.
And you could see on the bottom of this video, there's an alleged screenshot of an alleged conversation between Celeste and David on Discord, where she said, "My parents are so effing annoying. They won't let me see you perform. And David replied, "Don't worry, I'll fix it."
Why are you so hooked on this at the time 13? Yo, she's a preteen, bro. Well, I guess technically a teenager, but like, dude, she still see the pediatrician.
Now, we don't know for sure that the Hello Kitty girl that David is referencing in that TikTok that he met in 2021 is Celeste, but there's several leading indicators that would
I think it's Celeste. I think it's Celeste.
point to it being her. David would post a picture on TikTok of him holding a Hello Kitty mug and wearing a Hello Kitty shirt, saying who had the best outfit in 2016. Someone would comment on the TikTok saying, "Can you adopt me?" And David would reply to the comment,
Yo, yeah, from now on, I'm stereotyping. If I see a grown man, if I see any man with Hello Kitty, I'm stereotyping, bro.
tagging an account by the name of 0907, saying, "Should we adopt her?" Keep in mind the date 0907 is the same date of Celeste's birthday, September 7th. He would also post a picture onto his close friend's Instagram story of him with a girl, seemingly wearing the exact same sweater that Celeste was wearing in the live stream with him. The next month, February 2024, is when David's manager, Josh Marshall, began renting the home in the Hollywood Hills. That same month would be the first time that we get a missing persons document of Celeste. Keep in mind, authorities
Did the school realize this girl was missing? My camera's still freezing, y'all. Yo, my bad. I don't know what's going on. Did the school notice she was missing? California got some weird laws with schools. They don't like letting parents know anything, but like, who let me see who filed this missing persons. Because was it the school? Was it the parents?
have said Celeste went missing multiple times in 2024. And that would lead us into a long rabbit hole of Celeste having issues at home, running away.
My bad. My bad. I thought I had the video back up. Oh, hold on. There you go.
Coming back and then leaving again, with police at one point even picking her up from Hollywood. A few months later would be the final time that Celeste would go missing. And based on her missing persons report, Celeste officially went missing in April of 2024. However, she didn't actually disappear without a trace. She was caught on security camera footage one time she left her family's house.
Yo, did whoever did the person that hurt this girl because she had to go home? Right? I mean, it seems like every time she would have to go home, this dude would write a song or something. Yo, like I know I'm lagging. I don't know what to do about it. Like, I keep resetting the camera. It like right now, look, I'm gonna turn it off, right? Look. It's still got me up there like I'm up there. I don't know what's going on with this camera. I just unplugged it and it still got the picture up there for some reason. I don't know. I'm struggle streaming, guys. Struggle streaming.
At around 7 a.m. on March 19th, 2024, in Lake Elsinore, you can see a person in a black hoodie and white pants who was identified by her family as Celeste herself. She's walking down the street. TMZ had obtained this footage from a liquor store just down the street from where Celeste's family home was. This liquor store was right next to where Celeste would take the bus to go to school every single day. But this day was different. You could see her passing the liquor store, jogging almost to get away from her home. The owner of this liquor store that had the surveillance footage of Celeste running away tells TMZ that Celeste's sister came to him on March 19th to ask to review the surveillance footage to see if Celeste was caught on it. Ellie Nadaf, the owner of the liquor store, did an interview with TMZ where he emphasized that Celeste was a beautiful, quiet young girl. She didn't seem wild, and he built a connection with Celeste's family, trying to help them find her the second time she ran away in March of 2020.
Look, I'm not gonna live stream yard. Y'all gonna make me try restream because what's up with this lag, bro? You didn't even switch to my second camera. That's crazy. And I don't even like this second camera view. Look how foggy it is. And why is the second camera even lagging? Oh man, this is like messing up the vibe. I don't want to stream like this. This is a bad angle. And it's an ugly camera. Like you can't even like wipe this off. Like what's up with it? Like this is the MacBook Pro's camera. It's ugly. I don't like this. I don't like this.
24.
I'm here for 11 years. I see this kids growing up in front of my eyes. It's hurt for you see all this generation like lost by social media, and it's sad. She's beautiful, quiet, shy girl. It's not like from the wild girls. And I shocked when I find out first time when she ran away or missing.
And you've been interfacing with her family in the years that she's been gone, right?
Yep. For when she missing first time, her sister coming here asked me, and we start looking at the camera to find out where she go and if we can find anything to get her back. It's hard.
Pixie, I don't feel like I got it. Look at this. Look at this dusty camera. Look at this dusty camera. It's a $4,000 camera in front of me, right here. I can't see where I'm pointing. Right here. And it's lagging. Like this is ugly. Let me try to get it back on, man, because this is, this is wild. Look at this. Look, it's not even reading the camera. I'm back. There we go. Don't that look better? Now I look like I'm YouTubing right now. Jesus.
For all the neighborhoods.
And these images that we've looked at, they're from over a year ago. This is the first time she ran away.
The second time.
Oh, the second time she ran away.
Second time. After they bring her back, second time in March 19, I think this one happened. This one, her sister coming here to, I said for a couple of days, check the camera till we find out exactly when she ran away.
Now, what's interesting is Celeste was actually spotted again in June of 2024, 2 months after her missing persons report came out. And it was actually on her cousin's TikTok. Celeste was also spotted one final time in September, arguing with one of the neighbors of her parents' home.
All the way up to the end?
Right there. I'll tell you where that. See that door right there?
Let me talk real quick, okay? You gonna let me talk?
I ain't gonna let you talk.
No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping. Nah, you tripping. Talk about you ain't tripping. You gonna let a woman talk? All right.
Did they investigate these people that she's arguing with? Right? I guess they did, since this footage is available to the public.
I'm not gonna let your woman talk.
Why is she over here? Again.
Little house, you don't even.
They sound Spanish.
Hey, bro. Hey. Ain't nobody black right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here, homie. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homie.
Oh, those essays. Is she out there beefing with the essays? Southside, homie.
Shut up with your black talking. Shut up. You talking like you black, girl, with your black talking. Yeah.
With your black talking. Wow. Southside is a little prejudice, huh?
Yeah. Ain't nobody black right here. What are you talking about? I said we're not black over here. Why are you calling us? You keep saying this. we're not black. Hey, let it go. Go back to your house.
Bro said you keep saying nigga, we not black.
Go back to your house. You ain't gonna do nothing, bro. What you gonna do? You ain't no gangster. You ain't nothing. You know what I mean? What you are? What you are but a little girl? What you but a little girl? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You need to go home.
Yeah, it does sound racist, Pixie. It does. But you know, they stick to their own. That's how LA is over there. You got to be real cool to mingle with a different race out in LA. They definitely sound.
Seriously.
I'm not Mexican. Salvador, you tripping.
Oh my God.
Not Mexican. Tripping. Move the out of here.
Oh, she said I'm not Mexican. I'm Ecuadorian. You tripping?
You better get over there. Get your over there, little girl. Go there, little girl. You ain't gonna do Go. Go. What are you gonna do, bro?
Go call her dad, babe.
Yeah, they are. You know, Mexicans.
So it gets a little weird in terms of the timeline because obviously her missing persons report was from April of 2024. There was no official announcement that she had been returned or found, but you are seeing footage of her all the way in September of that year back with her parents. But this is where David might step into the picture. I can't emphasize enough. Remember how at one point, the first time she went missing in January of 2024, police had found her in the Hollywood Hills. And remember, David had a home in the Hollywood Hills, the same home that was 2 blocks away from where the Tesla was parked and abandoned. February of 2024, someone commented on one of David's TikToks, waiting for LAPD to get you for messing with a...
Finally, somebody said, I was waiting for somebody to say it. Robin River, waiting for LA to get your ass for messing with a 13-year-old girl. Thumbs up, cat, wow. And what's that? The police? Yeah, somebody call the cops on this dude, man. It's only one place he needs to go.
Slow jail.
Facts. Slow jail.
Jail. Slow jail.
Cause sometimes I just
niggas. I love black people. Honest, hardworking, law-abiding black people. Niggas like you make me sick.
Daddy, chill.
For real, man. For real.
13. There's also alleged photos of David wearing the same wig that Celeste was wearing.
This nigga got on a blue wig, y'all. Bro got on a blue wig. Like he got on the electric blue Edna Moles. Yo.
In a previous picture.
Oh, nah, hold on.
Celeste was wearing in a previous picture.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
What did he say?
Yo.
Now, 2 people sharing the same wig obviously doesn't necessarily mean that they even knew each other, right? Sharing the same tattoo may not mean that Celeste and David knew each other. Because if you guys didn't know, they both had on their index finger a tattoo that said...
Come on, guys. That's one thing we got to do in society, man. Like, we can't be like riding the fence on everything. Certain things are just obvious. Same tattoo, same wig, Hello Kitty. She was seen with Hello Kitty. This is the girl. This is the Hello Kitty girl that he was talking about. It must be. It has to be. It has to be like this man.
Shh. But no, aside from this, based off what Celeste's family had been reporting and other clues that people on the internet had dug up, there's a lot deeper of a connection, allegedly, potentially, between David and Celeste than we might have thought. For example, Celeste's mother had did an interview with TMZ, and she said Celeste had a boyfriend named David. Celeste also had a brother named Matthew, who had also confirmed that Celeste was dating a man by the name of David.
The fact that the brother got to say that his 14-year-old teenage sister has a boyfriend, a man, because that's what he is. He's a man named David. They should have sent the cops right then and there. There's no way that my 14-year-old sister could be dating a man named David. Yeah. Because at that point, he's got to be like 20, even 19. Jesus.
Now, while digging through David's Instagram, people on Reddit also may have found a secret Instagram account that was being used by Celeste, possibly even 2 Instagram accounts. In the first one, we get alleged DMs, again, could completely be fake, but it's with an account that goes by Wellness2, and they asked this account, are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him. And they replied saying, I'm safe. No, I'm not. Someone on Reddit had searched up that Wellness account and they said, I searched up this Wellness account and found out that that account followed an account by the name of Matthew. That Matthew account was followed by David, and an account.
See, the internet investigators, yo, fellas, if you cheating on your girl, just know that her homegirls is making fake accounts and they doing the same type of investigating stuff, bro. You feel me? Some random Reddit user is finding out the accounts, who's following who. They doing this deep investigate. Yo, shout out to the internet, man.
Named Dolce, who looks to be Celeste's friend maybe. Dolce follows a lot of people from California, which is where Celeste was from. And these are the 2 Instagram accounts they're talking about. You can see the Matthew one, which was followed by the Wellness account that had that conversation about David, is followed by David. And the other one, which is titled Dolce or Help 12.01, which could match up with the date December 1st, was also followed by that Wellness account. Now, why is this significant? Well, here's where it gets kind of strange. Back in September of 2023, a Twitter account by the same name of Dolce had tweeted out to David, to which David replied. As far as who owns this Dolce account, many people believe it was either Celeste or her sister. And now this is where the rabbit hole gets very disturbing and a bit confusing, so stick with me. People went digging and found Celeste's missing person report posted by her family members on Facebook. After stumbling on Celeste's mother's Facebook, they found that her mother followed Celeste on Facebook. Meanwhile, Celeste on Facebook followed an account by the name of Esmeralda, and for privacy's sake, I'm going to leave her last name out of this. But that same Esmeralda account, same last name, same profile picture, was also followed by the Dolce account on Instagram. This gets deeper, but let me just catch you guys up to speed again. There's a screenshot of a conversation with an Instagram account that is named Wellness. In that conversation, someone's asking Wellness not to go back to David because they fear for the safety of whoever is behind that Wellness account. That Wellness account follows 2 separate accounts, one by the name of Matthew, which is followed by David, and one by the name of Dolce, or the handle Help 12.01. The Dolce account follows a person by the name of Esmeralda, who is also followed by Celeste on Facebook. That Dolce account also follows what's believed to be Celeste's aunt. They believe it's Celeste's aunt because not only does the Dolce account follow this person, not only is Celeste friends with this person on Facebook, but this person had posted about Celeste missing way back in February of 2024. Translated, this post says, "We still don't know anything about my niece. and I won't get tired of begging God for her to appear safe and sound.
The internet done found the aunt. The internet done found the aunt. No speaking the English. She said it in straight Spanish. She worried about her niece. Oh man.
Love you. You know it. May God's mercy accompany you wherever you are. I have faith that you will return to our arms. That's Celeste in the photo, and her mother made these same posts in February of 2024 as well on Facebook. And that's how people ended up finding Celeste's Facebook. So remember, this all links back to a conversation with an Instagram account that went by Wowness. Wowness followed the Dolce account, which followed several of Celeste's relatives and people that she was friends with on Facebook. And the Wowness account also followed an account that went by Matthew, which David followed. Now I'm going to show you guys very alleged conversations in the DMs that allegedly took place with that same Matthew account that David followed. This Matthew account claims to be Celeste's brother. He claims that David found the account. He claims he went to the police about David's relationship with Celeste.
So this grown man was stalking this little girl, following all her family members and whatnot.
But there was a lack of evidence.
Very, very strange.
At the time, he claims that Celeste would tell him her and David were going to get married when she was 18. I can't emphasize enough, this is all alleged. But if it is real, this is the very same account that was followed by David.
How are they getting the DM threads, man? Like people are really good at this investigation stuff, man. They need to hire some of these people. Maybe we'll get more justice.
Now, aside from these deeply disturbing alleged conversations,
I wonder, do the police have all of these DMs and text threads and whatnot? And what are they considering evidence these days? Because I'm still on the body in the car. That's enough evidence to lock somebody up.
with Celeste's brother, TMZ was also able to interview a friend of Celeste from middle school. Damian Hernandez, who is now 15 years old, said he met and even briefly dated Celeste when he was in the 8th grade and she was in the 7th. He said she had a troubled life back at home, that she joked about running away, but he never thought she actually would. He also said he heard that she did have a relationship with David, but didn't know too much about it. But one day, she really did end up running away.
How did you meet Celeste?
Through a friend.
Tell me how that whole relationship started.
She was, I guess she liked me or she was looking for someone. And yeah, we started talking.
And what school was this in?
Lakeland Village.
Was she sweet? Was she kind? Was she bubbly? What do you remember about her?
She was really kind, and she said she wanted something serious.
And how old were you when you met her?
13 or 14.
So at what point did you feel or did you hear from Celeste that there were problems at home?
She said how her mom didn't treat her well or whatever, and she didn't like where she was at.
Did she talk?
We got to start treating our daughters better, man. We can't be treating our daughters so bad that they think they're safe with some stranger or someone they met online or whatnot. I mean, apparently she was joking about running away from home from at least the ages of, she said 13, 14. So he's a year older than her. So she been joking about running away from home between the ages of 11 and 12. But at this time, apparently or allegedly, she probably already met David, because David hinted that the Hello Kitty girl walked into therapy after his card declined. I guess the family took the necessary precautions by putting her in therapy and whatnot. But like, we gotta really vet the things that our children are into. I know children can be sneaky and all of that, but like, you know, I'm all about being stern and having discipline for your kids. Nothing physical really, but like, you know, sometimes soft parenting is needed for the kids, just so they can feel safe home, right?
At all about her relationship with her parents?
Kind of. She just said they were mean or whatever. She didn't like them.
And then you guys broke up, and the next thing you know, you find out that she's involved with this internet sensation, David.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna happen, like, at all, because like she was always like so happy and stuff.
What is your last memory that you have of Celeste?
We were at PE, and she told me, my friend, that she was running away, and she said it was because of her parents, and she was like joking about it, and she was like happy, like joking like she always was, and like it didn't seem real because like she was like playing around, joking about it, and the next day she wasn't at school, and like,
I mean, do y'all think I guess a child's responsibility to tell an adult that a child is going to run away from home? It's like one of those situations where you never know what's really going on, because you're only going to get the perspective from a child. I mean, I don't think she had any, like, I don't even want to say it, but like, when I was in middle school, let's say 6th grade, I think that's where I was when I was 12, right? 12, 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that. If somebody would have told me they was running away, I don't know. I was different. I don't know. I had more situational awareness than most other kids. I mean, that's why my name is Genius and whatnot. But like, I don't know. Like, I would have had to assess the person. I would have like deep dived into some questions, you know. And I think I would have asked if, like, you know, if the kid was being abused or something like that. And then once I confirmed that, I would definitely probably like tell a guidance counselor or something like that. It's just a shame that she didn't feel safe at home, and she felt safe with this musical artist who was an adult, and now sadly she's no longer with us. In one of the most horrific ways, she's dismembered and stuffed in a Tesla.
like that's the last time I saw her.
Did it break your heart that you were not going to be with her, or did you feel upset about losing the relationship?
Not really. It was kind of clear that we're like better as friends, but it was kind of sad that I wasn't able to like say goodbye, but like see how she was doing, like when she ran away.
Bro tried to keep it G. He said, "Not really." You saw the mom smirk. It's not a funny situation. It's just that little interaction right there was funny. He definitely tried to keep it G, but then he said he felt sad. I guess he answered truthfully. He said he wasn't heartbroken, but he was sad. All right.
What was your reaction when you saw the breaking news that they had found your ex-girlfriend's body in the trunk of his car?
My heart dropped. I was like, I don't know. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I kind of had a feeling when I saw like the first thing. I was like, what if it is her? But I just like brushed it off. But when I saw it really was her, I was like, damn, I really knew.
So let me just,
bro, this young man's going to need therapy, man. His ex-girlfriend or his best friend or his friend, his close friend or his ex-girlfriend was found in a car, dismembered. He's going to need help. We probably just created another supervillain. This is crazy. We might have created a superhero. I don't know.
just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. You had seen the news out of Los Angeles that a body was found in his car.
Yeah.
And you immediately had a sinister thought about Celeste?
Yeah, because one of my friends told me.
Were you at home with your mom when they identified Celeste and you saw it all over the news? Can you?
So the kid. So I guess she was still going to school, right? So the kids knew. The kids knew she was messing with this rich older guy who's famous and could give her things that they definitely can't give her. And they just accepted it. I mean, I don't know. Man, this is sad.
Remember that moment for us?
Yeah, I was on the way to school, and then like she just like showed me, and like I took a picture of it and I sent it to one of my friends, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw it too. It's crazy," and I just couldn't believe it.
So this has been the talk of the school.
Yeah.
Just the fact it was someone that my son was so close to at one time, and how everything happened. It's kind of scary. It's really close to home. And if it could happen to her, it could happen to anyone. And everyone just needs to be very careful on social media.
What about you? What do you think about at night when this kind of flashes through your mind?
I just think like if someone actually like did something, like when she said she's gonna run away, because I feel like no one cared.
Now, of course, there's also that picture of David interacting with an individual in Lake Elsinore, just a couple minutes away, walking distance from Celeste's family's home. Another strange trip that David took occurred quite recently, in August of 2025. He posted this video on his alternate Instagram account. It was taken at the Santa Rosa Motel. And according to Reddit users, David had actually checked into the hotel under a different name. Of course, in this video outside the motel,
this dude was setting up sneaky links by her crib in the motel, bro. So he knew messing with this little girl was wrong, man. This is wild. Look at his display picture. He's a white guy in his alternate Instagram.
you see a woman who looks eerily similar to Celeste, specifically the curly hair. There was also an alleged interview with a mother of a child who allegedly went to school with Celeste. Now, again, this woman can be making everything up, but judging by the details and how they align with the story we already reviewed, it all seems pretty consistent. And I thought this interview was interesting. So I'll leave it here. And if you guys don't want to listen through it, you can skip about 2 to 3 minutes ahead in this video.
So they were friends for a while, and they did end up dating. There was, like, my son would come home and tell me, Celeste would tell him that there was issues at home, and him and other friends would see, marks like bruises on her, and she would say it was from her mom, and she would always talk about wanting to run away, but it was initially to get away from her mom. David was.
Oh, so the mom was leaving marks on her body. That's what this is where the insert of gentle parenting is important, because you can't be beating your kids or your children to the point where you're leaving marks on their body and wanting to run away from home, especially when they're already in therapy, man. Like, what was going on in that house? Was that house so dysfunctional that you were willing to lose your daughter? And it seems like you lost your daughter in the worst way.
Was never mentioned. And she did run away. And that's when we found out about David and who she was actually really talking to. Well, multiple people went to the school about the abuse allegations when she initially ran away, and the mom was investigated. I was told she was cleared from all abuse allegations. So
the mom was cleared of all abuse allegations. How they do that? How they do that? Somebody lying.
This came from, I'm not positive, but around that time she was already hanging out with David. She already knew him. And from my understanding is the cops did initially bring her back, and the mom was kind of sleeping in her room with her with the door locked to make sure she wouldn't run away again. But she did, unfortunately.
So the mom was sleeping in the room with her to make sure she didn't run away. So the mom did care. Well, obviously, not obviously, because we in 2026. But the mom was taking necessary precautions to make sure her daughter didn't run away. And I think that's important. But even with that, you have to insert gentle parenting sometimes. Sometimes just be cool and gain the trust of your children. Because this is a sad story, man.
But once everything about the David situation came out, she was very, like, when she went to school, she was very open about who she was with. She didn't keep it a secret. She told a lot of people. When we did find out about who she was with and she ran away again, she had sent my son a text saying that she'll always miss him and she thanks him for being kind to her. She blocked everyone except I think she forgot about one person. And she was pictured, I want to say it was either New York or San Francisco. So she made it there within hours because she was posted, I forgot what it was, but it was deleted right away. And then that person ended up being blocked as well. I do know the kid that was pictured taking the bag. He's been talking and cooperating with the cops. There is another kid who was, I'm trying to figure out if the money that was given that day, because there was a dirt bike purchased for one of the friends too. So I don't know if that was the money that was in the bag that was used for the dirt bike or if that was a separate kind of bribe gift. But he is also cooperating with authorities. The last anyone physically heard from her was the kid that was pictured taking the bag, and he actually had told my son that Celeste told him to tell my son hi and that she missed him. Just mind-boggling to me that, because when she did leave the second time, there was multiple people that went to the school and authorities, like, we know where she's at, like, can someone do something? And I don't know, like, what the mom did. I don't like the fact that they're still using the missing persons flyer from when she first went missing and was found and she came back.
Which one was the first one? I'm going to show
this narrative that she was gone since
the
date on the poster. You know, the sad thing, like, I had texted one of the security guards I'm close with at the school. She's been there for years and she's seen my kids grow up and Celeste grow up. And I had texted her when they had confirmed it was a teenager, 14 to 15. And I was like, hey, has anyone heard from Celeste? When is the last time anyone's heard from her? And she replied, no one's heard from her since last year. I'll find out more information when I get to work. And a couple hours later, she was like, it's her. And that's when this news started breaking that it was confirmed to be Celeste.
Exactly.
This is like the last time I physically saw her because I was dropping off my sons at school. And I believe Celeste was in the car in front of us in the drop-off line. And when she got out of the car, she just looked absolutely like mad. And she slammed the car door so hard and she just had this look on her face. Like, so something definitely happened that morning, but that was, and I wish I remember the date, but yeah, that was physically the last time I saw her and she was mad.
Now, what's insane is only months after this slew of evidence hit the internet did authorities officially label David as a suspect in the case by late November of 2025, over 2 months after Celeste's body was actually found. This is according to an LAPD source with direct knowledge of the investigation. That same source said the 20-year-old artist has not been cooperative in the investigation. Police tell NBC4.
So David haven't been cooperative, right? Let's do some analysis right now, guys. Because
You don't find that suspicious?
he haven't been cooperative with the investigation, right? He's moving assets. He moved from the house. Like, he didn't report the car stolen, and he's still able to walk free. He's moving like a guilty man, y'all. I know I'm not bugging. Bro is moving like a guilty person. We need to check his Google search history at this point. How to move assets if you're being investigated by LAPD. He looked like the type to do that, right? Jesus. This is, man.
Or that Celeste's passing had actually likely occurred in the spring, and that David likely had helped in dismembering and disposing of the body. Now remember, her body was found September 8th. The Tesla was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills weeks before, in early August. But law enforcement is telling NBC that her passing had likely occurred all the way in the spring, meaning she may have been in that trunk for months before her body had been found. Remember,
spring. So first month of summer is what? May, right? So that means she's been gone since May or June, May or early June. I'm not sure when the summer equinox start, but it's like May, June. She been in that trunk that whole time, bro. My thing is, how she getting the Tesla? Because they said around the house had cameras and the Tesla was always parked outside. So that means the body had to be, they already did the forensics at the house and didn't find any traces of blood. Okay, so that means the body had to be dismembered somewhere else and then driven back to his house, right? So how did the Tesla get back to his house? He had to drive it because to me, well, anybody could have driven it, really. But for it to not to look suspicious, he had to drive it and park it there and leave it there. But it had to be him because that person knew not to be seen by the cameras in the house. And the only person that would know that really is him and the owner of the house. But I don't think the owner of the house had anything to do with this. I mean, the owner of the house is getting money. This guy got a lease. He got this pop star in his house, renting it. It's in the Hollywood Hills. He's probably getting 10, 15,000 a month for the house. It got to be footage. It got to be camera footage somewhere of that particular Tesla moving throughout the city. And I think that's what they're looking for, or that's what took so long in the investigation, because it's easy to track vehicles now. We got the traffic cameras, we got the highway cameras and all that. The Tesla is a camera. It's just not looking good. And he's looking even more suspicious because he's moving assets around, and the missing person was found dismembered in his car. I think he did this.
Again, the last piece of footage we have of Celeste was from September of 2024, when she was arguing with a neighbor outside her parents' house. That would leave just several months until spring of 2025, when law enforcement is telling NBC that she likely passed away. And they're saying it wasn't just David involved. They believe that he had help in dismembering and disposing of her body. But by February of 2026, reports had come out saying that David was the main target of the murder investigation. At the same time, prosecutors were fighting to
Sentiment, I think he did it too, bro. Sentiment, I think he did it too, bro. Like, who else would know how to avoid the cameras but him? You feel me? What else you said? I've been listening in the background and you on the big screen while cooking. All right, thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, yo, Batman, this is wild. This is wild. Hey, Red Vibes, what's up? I mean, have you been following this story? This is wild, man. You want to cam up? I'll drop the link for you. Cause this is wild. Threw his career away so early. I think, you know what I think, Pixie? I think like method acting, he wanted to see what it felt like to lose someone or potentially unalive someone that he had deep feelings for, because it's a pattern of him writing songs about when she leave and all of that stuff and taking souls and leaving souls. Like the dude is performing with blood splatter on his shirt. He's performing with caskets, memorial style at the concerts. You know what I'm saying? On her birthday, he's dropping these weird songs and whatnot. You know? It's all love. Of course he did. That's what I was saying. That's what I said early in the stream, Batman. I think it was some type of ritual situation. Right? I think it was some type of ritual that he did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it looks crazy, Red. Any black person who exhibits Brad worshiping can't try. Yeah, they be scumbags. They be scumbags. A little bit, you just know the basics. Yeah, man. I mean, all I know is what I've been seeing on the internet. Apparently, we do the job quicker than the police, but I guess the police got to be more thorough. But like, I don't know how he was able to walk free for so long when there's so much evidence, what I would consider evidence, that points to him. I know guys who've been sitting in jail for less. It's a whole body. It's a whole body in the you know what I'm saying? Demonic, yeah. See, even Red think it's a ritual. Like, yeah, this is that. Man, listen, man.
Force his parents and brother to testify before a California grand jury. His father tried to stop that in court, saying that the process was unfair, but a Texas appeals court sided against the family and said their testimony was important to the case.
Newly unsealed court records in connection to the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez reveal that singer David is now being investigated for her murder. Those documents also provide horrifying new details in this case.
KTLA's Aaron Myers live in our newsroom with more on.
Oh, by the way, drop a like for the video, please. They free. You know what I'm saying? I'm participating with the chat tonight, so you know I'm gonna be watching the chat. But drop a like, send a cash app for a Red Bull, even though I got a water. Trying to get monetized, at least the first level. I mean, I gained 100 subscribers in the last month. I'm proud of that. Trying to get to 500 or 1,000, 500 by the end of the summer, 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm trying out here.
On this breaking story, Aaron.
Court documents made public in the alleged homicide of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez reveal gruesome new details about the death of the teenager, identifying the singer David.
Yeah, Batman. The court of law is a rich man's game. Father talking about he don't want his son to go in front of a grand jury because it's unfair. How is it unfair? It's a body found in your car, steps away from your property, and it's your ex-girlfriend who's a minor. How is it unfair? What did the father think of him dating this teenager when he could go to the liquor store? He's 21. What did the father say about that? Washing dishes. I feel you.
As the investigation's central target. The documents were made public through Texas appellate proceedings and are tied to the Los Angeles County grand jury murder investigation targeting singer David Berg. Private investigator Steve Fisher posted the documents on his X account. The documents were filed under seal but were made public after the singer's family challenged subpoenas compelling them to testify before a California grand jury. Los Angeles Magazine says the proceedings in Texas weren't sealed, so portions of the California filings were available in the Texas appellate docket. The singer's father, mother, and brother, who live in Texas, were summoned to testify in Los Angeles on February 11th. But David's father filed a petition for writ of habeas corpus, saying the subpoena violated his constitutional due process rights. His lawyers claim he was denied due process because he did not get full, unredacted copies of California certification documents and that portions establishing why his testimony was.
He want full redacted. He must have a good lawyer. They need full unredacted copies. Yo, bro, it's a minor, bro. You don't get that. You're not a guardian. You don't get that. You don't get that. There's a minor involved here, brother. This ain't regular, bro. Star power hold no weight here. It wasn't fair due process because he didn't get unredacted file. Who are you? I need a new button. I need that Soldier Boy button. But until I get that Soldier Boy button here, this is what I'm gonna play for David right now, man. Hold on, where my button at?
I hate niggas. I love black.
Daddy, chill.
For real. His ass needs to be
Slow jail.
for real.
Material and necessary were withheld, according to Los Angeles Magazine. In the documents, detectives say David and his father have a close relationship. The Texas First Court of Appeals rejected the petition, according to Los Angeles Magazine, telling the family they had until yesterday to file additional appeals.
The Court of Appeal in Texas was very clear in telling David's mother, his father, and his brother that they must appear in front of the grand jury in California. They found that their information would be both material.
I remember when Anton first reviewed this video. Let me full screen this this lady real quick. Right? He was talking about how her library is built in and she got a wine rack all behind her and all that. This lady got money for sure. This lady getting that paper. She getting that paper. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she in the hood because niggas would have been like,
bro, you don't know what to do with that. Give me that.
For sure. She not in the hood.
Material in necessary in terms of this investigation.
As of now, it does not look like anything new was filed in court before the deadline, so David's family may have already testified, according to our legal expert, Allison Treasel.
Now, we don't know for sure if David's parents ended up testifying, but of course, authorities have now pulled together enough evidence, whether through testimonies, investigations, home searches. 5 months after David was reported to be a suspect in this case, 7 months since Celeste's body was actually found in the trunk of a Tesla that belonged to David, and possibly a full year before her life had actually been taken, it's looking like her family might finally receive the justice they deserve, because David has finally been sent to jail. And the reason why it took so long doesn't seem like it has anything to do with the authorities' lack of evidence that actually pairs David and Celeste together. But instead, it's because, as dark as it is, Celeste's body was found in multiple pieces, making it extremely difficult to understand what the true cause of death was.
Yo, she was done dirty, bro. She was done dirty. The body is dismembered, is heavily decomposed. It's California, so it's hot. People was complaining about the smell, right? So I could just imagine. I used to work sanitation, right? A body is no comparison to what a dump smell like. A body smell like rot. Like, you ever stumbled across a dead like mouse in the basement or something like that? It stinks, and that's a little mouse. You imagine I can't even say a full grown, but at least 100-pound body in a trunk in pieces for months. They said her body was decomposing. So yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to find out what the cause of death was. She was done dirty. Nah, he bought himself a little bit of time. Sit your ass down behind bars, right? And get your due process. And I hope I just hope they find the person. If it ain't him, my bad, bro, in advance. But like, it's looking crazy for you right now, bro.
Before they tie someone to a murder case, they got to figure out what the intention behind that person's passing truly was. And it looks like they're closer than ever to discovering that in the case of Celeste.
Major breaking news now. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division have arrested singer David Burke for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Burke is being held without bail. The case will be presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember, and we've been reporting, Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year. She was only 14 years old.
Well, Mark and Michelle, yeah, sources are telling us that this is based off of evidence that the LAPD was able to gather and put together and now is going to be presenting to the LA County DA for a filing decision on Monday. This was not from any kind of indictment. We know that the case had gone to a grand jury. It was expected that there might be an indictment coming sometime soon. We were thinking in the last couple of months, or
I see that it's 30 people watching right now. Hopefully you hit the like button. It's for free. I would gladly appreciate it. Feed the algorithm, help the channel grow. Thank you.
in the next few weeks. This was not from that. We are told that this is evidence that they have been compiling going back to when her body was found last September, that now they have reached a point where they believe they have probable cause, and it's gone to the DA.
And so a lot of people wondering, you know, so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know they're pretty methodical about how they do things, but.
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but her body was in multiple parts. It was in, we know from court documents, 2 different body bags in the front trunk of that.
And you know what's wild? We can't even assume that the cause of death was like the dismemberment, right? Like, we really got to know, was it like strangulation, poison, blunt force trauma, you know? But the body was decomposing, bro. Those forensic people have a hard task trying to figure out what the cause of death was.
Tesla, when her body was found. So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, you know, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
We also know David, as many entertainers do, had an entourage of people around him.
So I hearing that last report, now the first charge of concealing a body, that makes sense now because they didn't have the cause of death. So now it's making sense. That's what now it's making sense that he was only charged with concealment of a body because the cause of death hasn't been determined. And I guess as a law-abiding citizen, I'm just concerned about the body being dismembered. Like, oh man.
Times. I know some other individuals have been considered as drivers of this vehicle or either around. Any information on possibly how this could impact other people that David was around that also may have been around Celeste Rivas?
Michelle, we don't know yet. And if there are any other arrests that are going to be coming in this case. We know that there were a number of witnesses who came and testified in front of the grand jury. Again, that this was not an indictment, that this is probable cause that the LAPD put together and moved forward on. But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, that there were a number of other people who came forward, those who are close to David, friends of David, family members of his were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
So people are coming forward, but what are they saying? People are coming forward, but what are they saying? Do they believe David? Like, I wonder what those people. Oh, snap. Yo, Cuff Boys just dropped another video. Great. Hold on. Let me get that ready. Because Cuff Boys don't miss. He do not miss. Yeah, we're gonna review that right now. Hold on, let me get that ready for y'all.
Something is very wrong with
hold on. Cuff Boys. Hold on, y'all. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Trying to get monetized, at least the first step of monetization, trying to get these watch hours up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cuff Boys just dropped another video, y'all. When was this? This was 3 hours ago. Dang. So he must have. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. This was 3 hours ago. What'd you say? At least the last 3 to 6 months in the boot. What you mean, sentiment? What you mean, at least? I don't know. I don't know what that means, bro. Break that down. Break that down for me. But yeah, yo, Cuff Boys just did an update video. We gonna get right into that. Right? That's why I like Cuff Boys. He be on it. He be on it for sure. Let me get that comment down. Let me get this ready. All right, y'all.
The investigation into the David murder case, the LAPD was frustrated at the LA County DA for not filing murder charges against the singer for the death of Celeste, so they literally took the law into their own hands. This according to sources connected to the case. Mark here is a very experienced lawyer. He says people high up in the DA's office who say they were not ready to charge David, but the LAPD was sick of waiting, believing there was more than enough evidence. So there seems to be some sort of disagreement here between the two parties. The police think they have enough to arrest some, the DA disagrees. He says the DA didn't have its ducks in a row and wanted more time, but the LAPD wanted to force the DA's hands by making the arrest. If the DA doesn't file charges by Monday, authorities have to set David free, which is not a great look for prosecutors. Garages says the LAPD is banking on the DA to file charges quickly to avoid the embarrassment. So there is footage of him being arrested at his Hollywood Hills home.
Wait, so they only arrested him to force the DA's hand? Like, I hope this don't mess up the case. They got to set him free by Monday. They shoo. Monday what time? Hold on, let me stop pausing.
Even though he's in the Hollywood Hills. I thought he would have probably ran off to Texas back home and just rented a house somewhere or something. But he's been in LA this whole time. Kind of crazy. I'm sure they knew where he was at too. Like, just keep an eye on him. Hopefully TMZ did not copyright this.
It's going to obscure my view from the gate. It's gonna...
They said if you try to run or you resist, you will get hit with a non-lethal and it will hurt. And he said, I got you.
If you try to run, we'll take it out on premises and you will get bit. I got you. All right, so the gate is locked. Do I open the gate? Sir? Open the gate.
And apparently that's David getting handcuffed right there in the sweats. Now, according to Garages, at the time of the podcast recording, top brass and the DA's office were scrambling to figure out what to do. This seems like it's not going to go well, bro. I'm like losing faith. The DA's office says this. Our office has worked in close coordination with the LAPD on this case, sharing resources and information. We have no knowledge of any conflict as this case has gone through the normal process any case would go through. I feel like this case has been the exact opposite of normal. There's been multiple grand jury situations and they haven't returned an indictment. How is it normal that you spend a year using all your resources, go to the grand jury for months, and then LAPD arrests without a charging document?
I would have, sentiment. I would have hit him with the taser as soon as he opened that gate. I would have, I would have hit him with the taser as soon as he opened that gate, bro. For sure. They had the dogs there too. They did it to force the hands. Well, but I'm saying, but you think it's gonna mess up the case? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think if this guy is guilty, he need to be out on these streets. They need to. Y'all took this long. Y'all should be ready.
Pretty much just said that. This is not normal at all. Now, David's lawyers also said this. Blair Burke, Marilyn Benarski, and Regina Peters said in a statement, let us be clear, the actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste, and he was not the cause of her death. There's been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case and no criminal complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence. That's a very...
So he's only detained. He's not even arrested. He's not arrested then.
Complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion.
So he's only detained. Damn. There's no official arrest yet. That's crazy.
Suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence. That's a very particular way to word that from the lawyer. He was not the cause of her death. It sounds like to me they're going to go the OD route if they charge him. This is fucking crazy. Let's see what Steve Fisher has to say, the private investigator on the right that knows a lot of information. I know some people don't like this guy, but...
What's the biggest hole in this case? Is it the idea of the cause of death? Is it the idea of understanding what David's alleged role is? Is it the idea that he's the only one currently arrested? I mean, what would be the thing that might be missing? I interviewed Bradford Cohen, who agrees there might be some disagreement of thought in terms of the LAPD and the DA's office. You know this case better than anybody. What might be lacking in a potential prosecution here?
So the prosecutor's name that we've seen attached to a lot of the grand jury filings that have come public is known for being very, very, very thorough. And if this case had that smoking gun evidence, if it had that crime scene, if it had the blood, whatnot, then I think we would have seen charges very quickly. But we didn't. So that means this is a circumstantial case. This is probably going to rely on testimony by people like Neil Langston or Rob Morganrath, the manager. And I don't know if that particular district attorney really wanted that type of case. So a couple things I think we'll be telling Monday are, one, if he's charged, and if he is, who the prosecuting attorney is on it. And so I think maybe, and this is pure speculation, I don't have any inside information on that, this part of it. It's just my thought process is that there probably is a difference of opinion, and it probably is more circumstantial case than they want. Listen, we're glad it happened, no doubt, and I'm not knocking LAPD for going forward and making the arrest. It's just there's a big question mark as to what's going to happen Monday, because if the DA wasn't comfortable either sending it to a grand jury for vote, are they comfortable actually being under the gun and having to file charges on Monday?
Dude, this makes me think the charges aren't going to be filed on Monday. Like, something is very, very wrong on the back end of this investigation. They clearly don't agree. This is crazy. Can you imagine if they set him free? Wow.
Charges after a few hours on Monday, and then it goes to a preliminary hearing in front of a judge to determine there's enough probable cause. Do they bring it back to a grand jury for an indictment? Because one of the things we were wondering is this grand jury, this reported grand jury that's been hearing evidence, were they just an investigative grand jury that didn't have the power to indict? They were just there to hear evidence, get subpoenas, lock in testimony. So what actually will happen by the end of the day on Monday, end of the day on Tuesday?
Well, I imagine, I would not be surprised. There's gonna be a couple different angles here, because the DA's office is going to come under a lot of pressure right now. That doesn't mean that they're going to make a decision under pressure. So they'll probably use, I imagine, most of the day on Monday. They can only hold a person so long without being charged or cutting them loose. And as far as then what the process is, it's hard to say. I think there's gonna be some gamesmanship here going on.
Nah, man. Nah. Y'all see what I see? Y'all see what I see? Y'all see them fingernails, man?
Jail. Slow jail.
Lock him up. He did it. He too emotional. He did it.
I think that ultimately David would probably waive his right to speedy trial, just possibly to give his attorneys more.
What in the zesty? Yo.
Daddy, chill.
Time time. But if not, preliminary hearing comes up, or like I said, back to grand jury. We don't even know if there's a grand jury seated right now, because in LA County, you can only hold criminal grand juries for 30 days. So if this grand jury process has been going on for months and months, these have been different grand juries. And so maybe now it is a grand jury that has charging power if it was just investigated before. It's really hard to say what it looks like right now, because there hasn't been any movement. Yeah, so I learned about 2.5 months ago that he was in West Hollywood, and it really surprised me, to be honest with you. At the very beginning, I knew he was still in LA, but I thought he had probably gone home to Texas. And especially with what was going on with his parents fighting their subpoenas, their grand jury subpoenas, I thought he had probably gone back, even though like 2.5 months ago I had learned that he was in West Hollywood. Well, that's the other thing. Like, there's certain things like this, the evidence will show. But do they know what that evidence is? Like, what communication have they had with the DA's officer with LAPD? Because from what we understand, he hasn't even sat for an interview with LAPD, so he doesn't even know exactly what those questions will be.
He hasn't even sat with an interview with them, but he's probably not giving a statement. Fuck no, he's not going to speak to them. Hell no. His lawyer probably said, "You ain't speaking to no one."
Other people that have appeared in front of the grand jury that they've been able to debrief, hard to say. It seems like they do have some handle on what the evidence is, though.
Were you surprised there were no other charges against him, and were you surprised that no?
That is your best defense, man. Like, you get locked up, don't say nothing. Give him your ID and don't say nothing. They gonna hold you up to 23 hours and 59 minutes before they fingerprint you. Don't say nothing. Yeah, you're gonna be hungry. You might be cold. Don't say nothing. Just ask for some toilet paper, for sure.
Somebody else was arrested.
Yeah, I was, because there are other crimes here. Listen, we know that the mutilation of a corpse alone is now that's a felony, because it's not simply the concealment.
I just remembered, other people in charge of the crime. He knows the identity of who moved the Tesla, like the garage of the house, onto the street. He knows that. He said that months ago, and he gave it to the LAPD. Whoever moved the Tesla knows what's happening, because they.
Yeah, who moved the Tesla? So he didn't move the Tesla? So he didn't move the Tesla, and he said he know who moved the Tesla, but the body was in the trunk. Y'all think it was the manager?
Abandoned the car in the neighborhood.
PD press release originally. This was mutilation, so it was a whole different thing. There is sex crimes. I'm very, very confident. This is just my opinion from what I've seen, but I've talked to victims that there's sex crimes here. In these cases, a lot of times you'll see kind of a bunch of charges thrown at the wall, and then they'll take them off as they get further down, after prelim and whatnot. But that's not the case here. It sounds like it's a single charge type of complaint, and it's also what we saw. It matches up with what we saw in the paperwork filed in Texas, where they talk about a single charge of murder 187, which is murder forethought. It's a strong charge. It's the most strong charge, but why not throw them all out there in case something like this happens? No,
even at the very least, you took issue with the fact about, well, there's only concealment of a body that might be charged here, not murder. And you're like, well, if she was dismembered, you were talking about something else here.
Well, what my issue is that, in my opinion, that we got limited press releases in this case. We got 2, I believe, from LAPD, with no press conferences, and they were not telling the truth in the press release, where they came out and said the only there might not be any criminal culpability beyond concealment of a body, which is in California is a misdemeanor. But once a body is mutilated, that is not concealment of a body any longer. That's mutilation of a corpse, which is a felony. And they knew at the time they put that press release out that she had been dismembered. So that is not true. And then the next press release, the only other press release they came out with was them saying that they had the medical examiner's records sealed just to make sure that detectives received that information first. That's been months. And why not unseal it?
Is that going to be released now?
I think it has to be, because, listen, I think that if Blair Berg or his attorney, David's attorneys, have reason to believe that they can show that he wasn't the cause of her death, and they'll get that information anyways. But I do think that once this discovery process starts, they're going to unseal them now. And there might have even been a contingency in the sealing documents, or the judge signed, saying that upon charging or upon indictment or whatever, that these are unsealed within 7 days or something like that. Just kind of like a grand jury transcripts would be. Now they won't be, because it wasn't an indictment. However, same type of process. So I do think within the next couple of weeks, if he's charged, that those will be unsealed.
Dude, these unsealed documents are going to tell so much information. All I'm saying is I'm losing faith. It's obvious to me they don't have a lot of evidence against him. No DNA, no video footage of him doing anything. It's going to be a lot of circumstantial evidence. If this goes to trial, it's going to be absolutely insane. I'll keep covering it. Hit subscribe. Thanks for support. Peace out, boys. Something is very wrong.
Well, I don't know, man. They saying that the concealment of a body is just a misdemeanor, but the fact that the body was mutilated, that's a felony, obviously, right? He know who moved the Tesla, but who is this person? That person ain't been named. I ain't hear that person named yet. You feel me? What's concerning to me is that these music producers and the manager didn't find it strange that their talent was dating a minor. What's up with that? What you say, sentiment? It could be the manager or the father to move the car. Well, what did they know it was a body? My thing is, did they know it was a body in the car? Did they know it was a body in the car? You feel me? It's a 14-year-old little girl in this pop star's car. You ain't feel that the Tesla was a little heavy in the front? Well, she only 100 pounds, 100 pounds, 120 soaking wet, 119. I mean, Jesus. Gee, hold on. We gonna simul stream real quick. Let me see. Not simul stream. What they call this?
You out of your mind, and you sound crazy as you look right now. But I'm gonna shut up, because you know what? I have been kicked off of worse shows.
You
I just can't.
You want to know the beautiful thing?
Because you crazy. You sound crazy.
You want to know the beautiful thing?
You know why Ross look calm? Because he wrong. He calm and wrong. I've been loud and wrong, but you calm and wrong.
Unbothered right now. He looks so unbothered.
Nah, that's looking heated over there, man. I am. Let me stop sharing that. That's looking heated right now, man. Should the parents be given the power to strap down their kids in scenarios where they? Well, I think strapping down your kids is like abuse. That's abuse. So you can't do that, right? The mother did start sleeping in her room to make sure she don't run away. I think it's about making your kids feel safe at home. Right? Because she was in therapy since she was 12. So apparently the upbringing has been a little rocky. So I don't like it. It's parenting can be difficult, especially if the child feels like, they're not being loved correctly or getting enough attention, or if for any reason the child might not feel accepted. She said she's been complaining about her upbringing or the way things were going in the house since she was 11, apparently before 11, because she was in therapy at 11. I don't know. The timeline is messed up, but I just know that house wasn't peaceful because she wanted to get up out of there. What was that? Something just died back behind me. Something just died. But thanks, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. That's my. Whoa, hold on. What you say? Kind of overbearing protection rather than PDF file abuse. I feel you on that. But like, you can't tie the kid down, sentiment. You can't tie the kid down. Well, guys, that's the stream for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like on your way out. This is a little crazy. I'm gonna be following this case. I'll probably drop some shorts or some pre-records. I don't know. But yo, thanks for tuning into the Late Show with CEO. And wait, hold on. What's this out? I can't even sign out correctly. What's going on? Here we go. That's the show. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. My birthday is Sunday. I might do a stream on my birthday, just cause I gotta get my wife to do my hair. I got a lot of conditioner and oil in my hair back here. You know what I mean? Y'all might see me with the bones. Y'all seen Snoop Dogg hair in the bones? Y'all might see me like that. And I might get some box braids. I don't know. But yo, I'm out, y'all. Peace.